Well, hello there. I've got great news for you. Sonofield, my ear training app, just got a huge new update with some highly requested features and fixes, including personalized statistics and progress tracking, as well as melodies in pocket mode, and some changes to how the path works to make progress more meaningful and quicker. So let's take a look. Since the release of Sonofield, stats have been one of the most highly requested features, and the day has finally come. So now, pro users have access to overall stats for every game mode, as well as stats for every individual game that you play. Okay, so if we come to the home screen, you'll see a new button, Statistics. If we go in there, we find 3 tables for degrees, melodies, and voice mode. These are the overall statistics for your last 30 games in each mode so that it stays current with your progress. We have columns for which degrees you've encountered, the total times you've encountered each degree, your accuracy percentage, and which degrees these are commonly mistaken for, as well as how often. And there's some little arrows up and down to show your general trend in recent times. We also have stats for every individual game that you play. So here I'm on the results screen for a game of degrees, and you can see the same table with the same columns here. So I can see which degrees were in the game, how well I did with them, which ones I mistook for other ones, and so on. All of this feeds the global stats tables that we looked at before, but we can see it on a per game basis here too. And if this is in your way, you can collapse this little table as well. Now with these stats, you can target your weak spots much more easily because you can see how you're doing with every degree and which degrees you mistake for which other ones most often. So once you've got that information after you've played a bunch of games and your stats tables have been populated, you can find that information, go into custom games and create a new custom game with just those degrees that you are struggling with and you mix up all the time. And then you can use that in your voice mode, melody mode, degrees mode, or in pocket mode, which we'll take a look at right now. Now, many people regard pocket mode as being the primary, most useful feature in Sonofield. And if you're not using pocket mode, you really should. It's a great way to be able to train in situations when you otherwise couldn't, in the car, on a walk, on the bus, before bed, whatever it happens to be. And the most requested feature for pocket mode is pocket mode melodies, which we've now got, plus some other stuff. So let's take a look at that. So if we go to the top right of the screen with the little settings icon here, we can change the sound preset from the synth to any of the other realistic instruments. That's only for Sonofield Pro users, of course. They have access to the sound pack. Below that, we have the tempo, or BPM, how fast things play. That's always been there. We have the number of questions per key. If you have your key set to random, then the key changes every X number of questions, and this is that number. If you're on a static key, then of course this doesn't apply. And a new setting here is number of notes in the melody, 1 through 5. So before, we only had one note in pocket mode, like a game of degrees. It would play the degree, tell you the answer. Play the degree, tell you the answer. Now you get little melodic phrases, just like in melodies mode, and this respects that same hierarchy in the sense of moving from novice through master, from 1 to 5 notes in the melody here. And we have the option to have a number of repetitions of the question before the answer is given. And I find this really useful. Usually in pocket mode, I would just use, because it was the only option, one time to hear the question. But when doing melodies, I found, it's probably better to hear it multiple times. So I actually like to have it on 3, 2 or 3. You can go all the way up to 5, and it means the melody will play between 1 and 5 times before the answer is given to you. So you have time to reflect, hear it again. Then the answer is given. And the answer, when it's given, has the option to play the notes with the answer or not, meaning that the answer is spoken and the notes will play of the melody will play along with the answer. Or if you just want the spoken answer without the notes being played again, you can turn this off here. And lastly, we have the option to replay the question after the answer. This was in there before, but this is just a confirmation. So you hear the melody say 3 times, then you're given the answer where my voice speaks the numbers in time with the melody playing the notes, so you can associate them. And then the question, the melody, will play again after the answer is given as a confirmation to say, right, that is the melody, that was the answer, put them together, okay, move on to the next question. In addition to stats and melody pocket mode, we've made changes to the path, the progression path within the app, to make it a smoother experience and a more meaningful experience so you can make progress more quickly. The first thing we did is the number of questions per level now scales. It's not always 30 questions. It starts very short, like 5 questions, and scales up as you go so that you can make faster progress in the beginning, getting you to levels that have more degrees in them, so your ear gets more exposure to a variety of feeling states, and you can start to intuit each of them by comparing them to each other, instead of getting stuck on one level for, a week or a month or something. Secondly, it's now possible to make progress in the path of the sun and the path of the moon simultaneously without having to finish sun first. Basically, path of the sun is major, path of the moon is minor, and in the past, you had to finish path of the sun before you could begin path of the moon, but now you can start them both independently and make progress, and I highly recommend that you do that. I've finished them here, of course, so it doesn't really matter, but you could start from path of the moon level 1 and path of the sun level 1 at the same time and progress them back and forth as you go. Now lastly, if you fancy yourself a big shot and you think, I don't need this progression path, give me the hard stuff, bro, real fast, you can do that now. Go to settings, scroll down, and it says unlock the full path. Ooh, unlock. After unlocking, you're able to access any level without completing the previous levels. Please note that this action is irreversible. So if you've already practiced a bunch of ear training and you don't want to go through the whole graduated path, you want to just skip to the hardest levels or just skip around at will, you can do that now. Just keep in mind that once you unlock it, you can't relock it, of course, and the progression path was designed this way for a reason. So if you're unlocking it, be sure that's what you want to do, because moving through it in the designated way is kind of important. Okay, so that's it for the new update. A bunch of great stuff in there. Make sure you go update the app, try it out today. Pocket mode melodies, play a bunch of games in your favorite game modes, check out the new statistics, make some custom games based on what your weak points are, see how the new path progression system works. Let me know through the feedback form how all this is going for you and what other features you'd like to see. We've got a bunch of stuff planned, also based on user feedback, so stay tuned for future updates because they'll be coming soon. Hope you have a good rest of your day. Appreciate you. Talk to you soon.